A coalition of civil society organizations has expressed deep concern about the increasing arrest and detention of critics and media practitioners in Ebonyi State by political actors. The coalition disclosed that within the last 3 months, several journalists, writers, and social media commentators have been arrested, detained, and charged to court without proper jurisdiction. For more on this, Ebonyi State Chairman of Human Rights Volunteer and Professor of Philosophy, Joseph Agbo, joins us now. Professor Agbo is also a member of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights. Good morning, Professor Agbo, and thank you so much for joining us here on the morning show today.
Thank you very much. I am actually the chairman of the Human Rights Volunteer Corps, but I'm also a member of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights. Excellent. In Ebonyi State.
Okay, Prof. Can you...
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, this is a very serious allegation. You are saying that freedom of expression is being suppressed in Ebonyi State. Journalists and human rights activists are being targeted. Can you give us specific cases and then tell us who those political actors are who are violating both sections 22 and 39 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, especially if they are persons who are supposed to uphold the rule of law and who do not want to hear from those who are defending the people's rights? You have to give us names. That's what I mean.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. This matter got to its height in Ebonyi, especially following the arrests and detention for some time, a long time, of a journalist. Friday Alefia was actually arrested in Lagos in September 27th, 2025, and then transferred to a magistrate court for cyberbullying, stalking, and defamation, and was remanded in detention because obviously I do not know why the police prosecutors do this. They always know that a court, especially a magistrate court, will not have jurisdiction over a matter, but they will still charge the person to that magistrate court. So Friday Alefia incidentally referred his matter to the Federal High Court that has fined that prosecutor 50,000 naira for attempting to ensure that he does not get bail. And of course, there is the case of Chisom Acho, who was alleged to have cyberbullied the honorable member representing Izar South and the Iko Federal Constituency in Ebonyi State, Comrade Chinedu Oga, OON. And he was arrested and detained for over a week before he was now again charged to a magistrate court. There is also the case of one journalist, Alona Godwin, who was beaten up and he spent about a week in hospital at the orders of a serving commissioner, allegedly on the orders of a serving commissioner in Ebonyi State, the Commissioner for Border Peace and Security. Incidentally, also a professor, Mobash. And there was also another journalist, Metusela, who up till now we don't really know where he is. And so, as long as there are laws and rules that have been set up by society to ensure that those, even if you commit murder, there are still ways you can be handled, you should be handled according to law. So we get worried as a coalition. We never, and tomorrow we will never support cyberbullying of anybody. But we don't want the cyberbullying law to become another, you remember, I'm sure Dr. Bati will remember Public Officers Protection Against False Accusation Decree number 2. I'm sure you remember that very well. So I don't want, we are worried that that law appears to be slipping into this. Just yesterday, another Paul Nweke was also charged on the same offense and also remanded in Abakaliki just yesterday. So what we are saying under civil society is that, look, if people have committed offenses, the the due process should be followed in ensuring so that it does not become a vindictive thing. The police and the judiciary should be able to say, look, this is the right thing. So why charge somebody to a court that you know does not have jurisdiction? Under HRVC, we have been trying to reach out to attorney generals, especially in the states. Why is it that a magistrate should not be able to look at the cost list that is going to come out in the open court and look at it and say, look, this particular case, this court has no jurisdiction over it, take it out. And they will allow it, it will come out in the open court. And once the thing comes to the open court, the court will decline jurisdiction. And the file will be moved to the DPP. And the accused person or the defendant will be reminded. And we are saying, look, these things should be done properly. And at the end of the day, what is important is that justice, because a society that lacks justice, that society is gone. So this is why as civil society, we are not even saying that the accusations leveled against Comrade Oga, they are through. It's not our business. What we are saying is that what is the right thing should be followed. Absolutely. And we have also been calling our stakeholders in Agbo. The current speaker of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly is from that area, the former governor, Martin Wanchelechi. And, you know, last week I was on a radio program and people were calling and even hiding their identity. And I was worried. I said, how can somebody be hiding his identity? A couple of people called and said they are even running away, they are hiding. And I'm like, what is happening? They are accusing, they say there's a militia. And you know how Boko Haram began. This thing began like a joke. And then all of a sudden it snowballed into what we have today. So with the kind of insecurity that is taking place in Nigeria, that is happening in the country today, those of us at civil society level feels that when things happen, they should be investigated. And then during the time of investigation, citizens should also be treated rightly. That's our position. And
Absolutely.
Tomorrow it will always be our position.
Yes, indeed. Has this matter been brought before perhaps the Commissioner of Police in the state, and even since you talk about a commissioner by the appointment of the governor being part of this, has the governor also been approached? Is he aware of what's going on, and what has the response been like so far?
You know that's why we are calling on stakeholders, because there are people who could pick up the phone and call the governor. Maybe I don't know whether I have that capacity, but there are people who should. That's why we are raising alarm. Yes, as a matter of fact, somebody forwarded a document to me yesterday. Some of these alleged victims have actually written to the Inspector General of Police. I saw somebody sent a document to my DM yesterday. And also sent a petition also to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, where Honorable Oga is has been a member since 2019. And and some of the people that called on radio also last week when I was on a local radio station, Legacy FM in Abakaliki, also said that they had written petitions over this matter, and it appears not to have seen the light of day. And so what we are saying is that what you treat the person on the left should also, the same treatment should be meted out to the people on the right. And so from what we have found out, a lot of petitions have also been written on this matter, you know, of whatever allegations they are leveling against Comrade Oga. But it appears not to have seen the light of day until yesterday when I now saw another one that some forwarded to me that has been sent to the Inspector General of Police and the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Okay. Honorable Oga has also started his own legal proceedings. He's citing defamation and cyberbullying as the allegations against him are very weighty. It almost appears as though he's being accused of creating a small paramilitary force. My question is that with all these legal battles going on back and forth and so forth, what do you think the outcome will be? Because the concern is that, you know, there's the, shall I call it, the political might that is behind him. Now you're bringing publicity to the issue. But in all these, of course, there's concerns about due process. What do you think is the correct outcome here, or the possible path for us to find resolution? Because we know that in courts, the powerful people may come out victorious?
You see, Honorable Logger instituting legal process, that is something that is right within his own right to do. There are relevant laws that he can use. What we are saying is that, you see, Honorable Logger did not go and arrest any of these people that we are talking about. The police did. Honorable Logger did not drag any of them to any of these courts. The police also did. And the judiciary is the one that is hearing these cases. But the point we are making is, why do you arrest somebody, handcuff him like a common criminal for cyberbullying or defamation, and you handcuff him, and then you dump him at the station for weeks or for days, and in the case of Friday Alefia, for months? Now, why do you move a case of cyberbullying to a magistrate court? Honorable Logger has the right to institute cases if somebody has injured his reputation or whatever. But the point we are making is that far and above these cases that are in court, that there are allegations that these people are raising. And that as gadflies of society, we are saying that authorities, agencies of government, institutions should also look at these issues, land grabbing, forming of a militia.
Prof.
And that's why people are afraid to talk. We are saying, why don't these things get investigated? That's the point we are making. So that you look at this side, and you also look at the other side. Professor
Agbo, well, we seem to have run out of time, but I would like to thank you very much for joining us and for drawing public attention to the crisis that you have defined in Ebonyi State.